Believing in yourself isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And here's the truth. If you're waiting around for confidence to magically show up, for courage to suddenly appear, or for motivation to hit you like lightning before you take the first step, you'll be waiting forever. Because belief doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You earn the right to believe in yourself by proving to yourself that you can follow through, that you can survive discomfort, that you can take the first step even when your hands are shaking and your voice is trembling. Most people think confidence is a personality trait, but it's not. It's a skill. And just like any skill, you can train it. You train it every single time you choose to show up, especially when it's hard, especially when you're uncertain, especially when you feel like you're not good enough. Every time you push through the doubt and take action anyway, you're building the muscle of belief. And over time, it gets stronger. It gets louder. You stop relying on the approval of others and start trusting your own voice. Here's something you need to understand. Self-doubt is a learned behavior. You weren't born doubting yourself. You learned it, or maybe from people who told you that you weren't enough, maybe from mistakes you made, maybe from experiences that left a scar. But just because you learn self-doubt doesn't mean you have to keep living with it. You can unlearn it. And the way to unlearn it is by doing the very thing your doubt says you can't do. That's where the power is. That's where belief begins. You need evidence. Your brain needs proof that you are capable. And you don't get that proof by thinking about it. You get it by doing something. Start with one small win. Set a goal you can accomplish today, something you can control, and do it. Then do it again tomorrow. Stack up those wins, because when your brain sees you taking action, it starts to shift. It starts to say, maybe I can do this. And that shift, tiny at first, is the beginning of belief. Don't wait until you feel ready. That moment doesn't exist. Nobody feels 100% ready when they're doing something that scares them. The most successful people you know, they took the leap before they felt ready. They felt the fear and moved anyway. They understood that belief comes after the decision, not before. So if you're hesitating, if you're stuck in that cycle of overthinking and fear, I want you to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move. Take the step. Start the thing. Send the message. Apply for the job. Show up for yourself. You have everything you need inside of you right now. You just haven't tapped into it yet because you've been listening to a voice that's not even yours. That voice of doubt, that's old programming. That's someone else's fear passed on to you. And it's time to rewrite that story. The story where you're not good enough, it's a lie. The story where you always fail, also a lie. You get to write a new story now. One where you believe in yourself not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to show up imperfectly and try. So the next time you hear that voice telling you that you're not ready, not smart enough, not talented enough, talk back. Say, watch me. Prove it wrong. Because belief doesn't start with massive leaps. It starts with tiny steps, steps that are within your reach right now. And the more you take them, the more momentum you build. That momentum becomes your foundation. And that foundation, that's where unshakable belief is born. Belief in yourself is the most powerful force on the planet. It will carry you through rejection. It will lift you when you fall. It will push you when no one else claps for you. But you have to start. You have to decide, not someday, today, because your future is waiting on you, and it begins the moment you choose to believe. The biggest lie we've been taught is that belief is something you either have or don't have, that it's some mystical trait reserved for the lucky or the gifted. But that's not the truth. Belief in yourself is a decision. It's a decision you make every day when you choose to keep going, to keep trying, to keep showing up, even when everything in you wants to quit. It's not about being fearless. It's about being willing to feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what separates people who change their lives from those who stay stuck. Not talent, not luck, not circumstance. Fed up belief backed by action. It starts small. It always does. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly have unshakable confidence. It doesn't work like that. You build belief like you build a habit, one choice at a time, one promise kept to yourself at a time. When you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, that's when belief is born. That's when your mind starts to trust you. But when you constantly break those promises, your belief weakens. That's why it's not just about motivation, it's about integrity. You must become someone who does what they say they're going to do, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Here's what no one tells you. Most of the time, you won't feel like it. You won't feel motivated. You won't feel capable. You'll feel tired, unqualified, scared. And that's normal. That's being human. But those feelings don't get to decide what kind of life you live. You do. You get to choose whether or not you listen to those voices of doubt. You get to choose whether or not you let fear win. And if you can take control in those moments, you become unstoppable. Not because you never feel afraid, but because you don't let fear drive your decisions anymore. You have to stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, ready enough. You are, right now. The only thing holding you back is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't. And it's time to change that story. Start telling yourself a new one. One where you are the kind of person who follows through. One where you believe that your voice matters, that your dreams are valid, and that your potential is limitless. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be brave enough to begin. Think about it. How many times have you talked yourself out of something before even trying? How many times have you let fear shut the door before it even opened? That hesitation? That's not your intuition. That's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort. But growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Everything you want, confidence, purpose, success, it's all hiding behind that fear. And the only way to get to it is to walk straight through it. One decision, 1 second of courage, one bold move. Use that tool, the 5-second rule. The moment you feel doubt creeping in, count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Interrupt the pattern, break the cycle. It's not about being perfect, it's about being willing. Willing to act before your brain talks you out of it. That 1 second of courage might not feel like much in the moment, but it stacks up. It becomes momentum. And momentum is what fuels belief. The more you move, the more you prove. The more you prove, the more you believe. It's a loop, but this time, a positive one. Remember this, you don't have to have it all figured out. Nobody does. You just have to start. Start with what you have, where you are. Belief doesn't mean you never fail. It means you don't let failure define you. It means you get back up. You try again. You keep going. Because the version of you who believes in themselves, they're already inside you. They're just waiting for you to act like it. So stop waiting, stop doubting, start moving, start building, start believing. Your future is watching. Show it what you're made of. Belief in yourself isn't some magic you're born with. It's something you practice, something you create with your own hands every single day. It's not about what anyone else says about you. It's about what you say to yourself every day, in every moment. Because the truth is, nobody can hand you self-belief. No mentor, no book, no video. They can inspire you, sure, but belief, that's on you. It starts with the choices you make. The way you talk to yourself when things get hard. The way you show up when no one is watching. The way you keep going when quitting would be easier. That's belief. That's how you build it. And here's something most people miss. Belief isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's not about standing on a stage and shouting that you're confident. Belief is quiet. It's subtle. It's waking up and doing the work even when you don't see results yet. It's trusting that effort matters even when progress feels invisible. It's looking in the mirror and choosing to support yourself instead of criticize. Belief is an inner decision, a commitment to your future, even when your past tries to convince you otherwise. And every time you choose to believe, you weaken the grip of doubt. You need to understand something about your brain. It's always listening. Every time you say, I can't, every time you say, I'm not good enough, your brain takes that as truth. It wires that belief in deeper. So if you want to believe in yourself, you have to start changing the language. Start speaking to yourself with the same respect and encouragement you give to the people you love. Start saying, I can figure this out, even when it's hard. Start saying, I am worthy of trying, because your brain will believe what you repeat. Make sure you're feeding it words that build you up, not break you down. Don't underestimate the power of small wins. We often think we need big, dramatic success to believe in ourselves, but that's not true. It's the little victories, the ones no one sees, that matter most. Waking up when you said you would, finishing a workout, having a hard conversation, saying no when you usually say yes. These moments tell your mind, hey, I'm reliable, I'm consistent, I show up, and those small moments stack up. They form a foundation so solid that even when you fall, you bounce back instead of breaking. If you're struggling to believe in yourself right now, I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just human. And most of us weren't taught how to build belief. We were taught to doubt. We were taught to compare. We were taught to play it safe. But that programming doesn't have to define you. You get to decide who you become from here. You get to choose whether you keep replaying the past or start designing the future. And that choice, that O&N choice, is the beginning of everything. Let go of the idea that you need permission to believe in yourself. You don't. You don't need to hit a certain milestone, look a certain way, or have anyone else's approval. You just need to say, I'm willing to try, willing to fail, willing to learn. That willingness is more powerful than any talent you think you lack. It's what turns fear into fuel. It's what turns setbacks into setups. And it's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary stories. You have survived every hard thing you've been through. Every moment you thought would break you, it didn't. You're still here. And that means you're stronger than you think. It means you have every reason to believe in yourself. Not because life has been easy, but because you're still standing, still fighting, still moving forward. And that resilience, that grit, that's your proof. That's your reason. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to be fearless. Just decide to believe, not because you have all the answers, but because you're ready to find them. Not because everything is certain, but because you know you'll figure it out along the way. Your belief is the spark. Your action is the fuel. Light the fire. Build the life. Believe in yourself. Because if you don't, who will? You don't need anyone else to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's the truth nobody wants to hear, but it's the key to everything. The world will reflect back to you the energy you put out. If you walk into a room with your head low, doubting your worth, waiting for someone to validate you, then that's exactly how people will treat you. But if you walk in with self-respect, with belief, not arrogance, but certainty in who you are and what you bring, people feel that. And the only way to develop that certainty is by building it internally, piece by piece, through action, not just positive thinking. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you never struggle. It means that you trust yourself through the struggle. It's easy to be confident when everything's working. But when life throws you off course, when things fall apart, that's when belief really counts. That's when you find out who you are. Because belief is what keeps you grounded when everything feels unstable. It's the voice inside that says, I don't know how this ends, but I do know I'm not giving up. That voice isn't built in, it's earned. Earned through showing up, failing, learning, and doing it again. You've got to become your own biggest supporter. That means backing yourself even when no one else claps. It means cheering yourself on when progress is slow, when the path is unclear, when success feels miles away. Most people are waiting for someone to come along and believe in them before they take the leap. But that's backwards. You have to go first. You have to believe first, act first, leap first. That's how you lead your own life. That's how you stop following and start creating. Nobody's coming to rescue you. But the good news, you don't need rescuing. You need reminding of your strength, your resilience, your potential. Start seeing your life as a training ground. Every challenge, every delay, every failure, it's all training. It's not proof that you're not good enough. It's proof that you're growing. And growth isn't comfortable. It's messy, frustrating, and sometimes painful. But growth is also powerful. When you believe in yourself, you learn to see obstacles not as stop signs, but as stepping stones. You learn that discomfort isn't a signal to quit, it's a signal that you're stretching. And that stretch? That's where transformation lives. Your job isn't to eliminate all doubt, it's to move forward even with the doubt. Doubt doesn't disqualify you, it just means you're doing something that matters, something that's bigger than what you've done before. You can doubt yourself and still take the step. You can feel insecure and still show up. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of it. And the more you practice acting through fear, the more that fear loses its grip. It stops being the thing that controls you and starts being the thing that shapes you. You owe it to yourself to try, to show up for the life you really want. Because if you don't believe in your vision, why would anyone else? If you don't speak up for your goals, who will? You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need the willingness to keep going, to learn, to adapt, to keep showing up. That's what belief looks like. It's not flashy. It's not about hype. It's about consistency, about showing up for yourself over and over, even when you feel tired, even when results don't come as fast as you'd like. Your self-belief is your anchor. It's what grounds you when life throws waves your way. And the best part, you can start building it today, right now. You don't need permission. You don't need proof. You just need one decision to back yourself, to say, I am done doubting. I am done playing small. I choose to believe in me, because everything changes when you do. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you handle challenges, it all shifts when belief takes root. So no more waiting, no more holding back. The life you want isn't waiting on luck. It's waiting on your decision to believe, to act, to rise. The future you dream about starts the moment you stop